everybody. Creative Katie, Karen Burchill here. Welcome to my channel. Today I will be working in my half-size composition book journal. And this one is called There's Always Plan B, because no matter what you plan, it doesn't always go in a straight line. So I use this quote from my newest sentiment pack, Hit the Reset Button. It reminded me of puzzle pieces. You don't know this new me. I put back my pieces differently. So I'm using that as a prompt. I printed it off on 2 sizes, which is one of the great things about digital sentiments. Now, this is a 2-in-1 art journal where I explain my word of the year, reset. You can go check out that link. So I have these puzzle pieces that I got from supercoloring.com. I cut out some templates here, and that's going to allow me to play with the composition and decide how I want to set up this page. So in this half-size composition book, I have glued pages together and I have gessoed the page already, and that will makes it easier to jumpstart in the art journal page here. So I'm just playing with some elements, those puzzle pieces. I have this girl, which is about the right size. I went through my stash and said, okay, what can I get going here? What goes with that quote? But the quote very much was my prompt. So I'm kind of happy with that basic composition. Don't know if I'm going to go that way. And then pick colors. I've got brilliant purple and cadmium red. Odd combination, but together they are amazing. So the first step, I want to break that blank page. I want to add some marks. I don't know if these are going to show or if they're not going to show. I just want to start the process. Stop the overthinking and get some mark making underneath. A lot of this very first layer just peeks through at the end, and that just kind of really bumps up the page. So give that a try. Then I have this uh, not script, text stamp. And again, I'm just adding it to that background, breaking the page, and I want some black marks on there. I really don't. I have an idea. I want those puzzle pieces there. I plan on doing negative painting. That's my idea going in, or so I thought. Because remember, this video is called There's Always Plan B. So, oops, I grabbed alizarin crimson, which is more translucent, instead of the cadmium red. So I'm going to fix that in a minute. There's the purple, and when you mix them, you get another shade of kind of rosy purple in there. And here's the cadmium red. It's a little deeper color. It's a little bit more opaque. And there's another oops, I didn't quite dry that black stamping that I did. So I am just going to apply color, a combination of the purple with the cadmium red across both sides, both pages here. I'm not worried that it is looking a little like a hot mess. I like that added texture. That is an easy way to add interest to your page without really working on it. I'm applying this with a makeup sponge, which I find is my #1 favorite way of applying paint to a gesso surface. Having that surface gessoed allows me to blend the paint wet on wet and get those mid-tones in between. So I'm just adding more color to this, and then I'm going to start more mark making. I grabbed the dioxazine purple, and I don't think that was a good choice. I think I should have just gone with black with this, and I'm adding a small scale stenciling on here. I like the pattern that I have here, but like I said, I don't think the purple was dark enough. But it adds a mark. And my goal here is to make an interesting background because I'm going to take those puzzle pieces and do the negative painting technique. So here I'm just extending them a little bit to get kind of a flow here, just putting the stencil back on and adding a little bit more. Then I grab another stencil here. This is one that I got in a package of stencil's just kind of an off-brand, and I love the patterns here. And I'm doing this white because I wanted to brighten and lighten the page. It was getting a little bit dark, and I wanted lots of interest in that background and adding contrast. Blacks and whites always, always, always add so much to the page. And I'm really liking the page as it is going here. Then I really like those black dots that I had broken the page with, but a lot of them got pushed back, they got hidden, and I wanted to bring them to the forefront, so I'm stamping with the same stamp again. I liked it, so I'm adding it back in at this point in time. Then I have this flower stamp, which I'm using black acrylic paint and just putting this all over the page. As I look at these colors, these colors would be great for a Valentine's Day theme. It's the end of January, mid-January, so I might actually do a Valentine's Day theme one with this, but not today. I have a plan in my head, right? I want to create with those puzzle pieces. So now that the background is pretty much done here, I love, love, love it. I love this background and I could duplicate it. So I'm putting those puzzle pieces back on and I'm tracing it with my Inktense pencil. You could use a Stabilo all pencil. The Inktense pencil is ink and it will be permanent when it's completely dry. So I'm tracing around there and then I'm going to activate it, trying to get that negative painting technique where the puzzle pieces are going to show up. They're going to look like they step up from the background. So I trace the one and then I'm going to trace the other one. It's a little hard for you to see because the pencil's black and that's black, or the background is dark, so you can't really see it. But in person, it's a little bit more clear than that. Although I do struggle a little bit and I put the puzzle piece back on when I start to activate it. So here I'm just adding water on my brush and I'm there kind of seeing where these are, making sure that where the line is and activating it. And right off the bat, it's like, oh, I can't quite see the puzzle piece. What I want to happen here isn't happening. Huh. So art journaling is all about what do you do when what you think you wanted to do isn't working out? And that's where, you go to plan B. So this is not working. I'm adding a little bit more here, trying to reactivate it. And I think it's just because my background is too black, too dark, and there's a lot of black in it. So maybe that was a mismatch. This is not what I want. This is not what I planned for. What do you do now? So this is where you hit the reset button. And I grabbed a baby wipe and I'm just wiping it off before it dries. And I'm going to plan B. I remembered that I had a puzzle stamp here and I'm just putting white acrylic paint on there and stamping with it. And it's lightening and brightening the page. The background's dark, so I went with the white and I'm liking the effect. I'm not getting a perfect stamp, and that's okay. It can be a little imperfect, like we all are. But I'm liking this. That background is vibrant and interesting with all the patterns. I did take some of that cadmium red or the purple and do a wash over some of the areas that were more white so that there was more contrast between this stamp puzzle piece and the background. So again, I'm just applying the acrylic paint, white acrylic paint on the stamp and pressing. I don't want the puzzle piece to be popping outside on top of her head. So I'm trying to, see how I'm going to place her, where I'm going to place her, and avoid getting that. But if you end up with a stamped image where you don't want it, again, you can just take a wash of that color that's in the background and go over it and nullify that. An oops just means you've got a problem to solve. And it isn't the end of the world. And sometimes, like on this page, you're going to end up with something that may be even better than what you had originally planned. So as I'm looking at the composition the way I had it, I am thinking that there's an awful lot of background showing and that sentiment is too small. So I switched it up to the full-size sentiment, which is the one that I'm cutting out now, and the scale works better. So I'm going to play a little bit with composition now and go from there. So again, once you change one thing, you might have to change other things. And if you haven't worked with digital stamps, every one of these digital stamp sentiments, you can size bigger or smaller so that you have the perfect size to fit whatever you're creating on. And you can't do that with physical stamps. So this sentiment pack is available at NINNYSNAPKINS.com, where all my sentiment packs. So if you're not interested in Reset, there are probably 20 sentiment packs on different themes that you can choose from. And maybe one is your word of the year or something that will inspire you. So I'm just gluing this down. Now that I have the placement, I've played around with the composition, and I put on one side, I put some of the letters, and on the other side. You can still see the puzzle pieces in the background. The girl is front and center. Love it. You don't know this new me. I put back my pieces differently. We can rebuild ourselves. We can hit that reset button. What we want to change, we can change. Now I'm grabbing my angle brush and I'm shading or edging my entire page. This is adding that black around it. It just finishes your piece in my mind. And once I do around the edges there, I will be also shading around my focal image, that girl, because I want her to stand out a little bit more from the background. After all, she's the focal image. And there I'm going again with the angle brush, and I'm just putting some shading all the way around her. And I think I do some shading on the hair, on the arms inside, just a very ever so much. But I've just printed her grayscale. You could paint her if that's what you like, but I thought having that grayscale, black, white with those bright, vibrant colors was a good choice. But it is a personal choice. There is no right and wrong when you're doing art journaling or mixed media. There's what you like, and there's the decision you make, and that's the right one. Grab my Posca pen, and I'm just outlining my sentiments just to make them stand out a little bit. Oh, I got a smear there, but you can erase. You can wipe it off very quickly before it dries. And when I've glued it down with the fluid matte medium, that makes it a non-porous surface. So that allows me the opportunity to erase things if I do need to. I also avoid, for the most part, working with color mediums that are water activated. I like things that are permanent because it gives me the option of erasing things back without damaging anything. And then I'm just doing some dot, 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 dash all the way around the art journal page. I love working in this half-size composition book and getting this long spread here. What I don't like is taking pictures with it because it's really difficult to get a close-up with the width of it. But, you know, there we go. Love the colors. Love how this came together, even though I was forced to hit the reset button and go with plan B. Sometimes plan B is beautiful. Until next time, go get creative.